Ariel Helwani alongside Carla Esparza, who meets Rose Namajunas this Friday night on Fox Sports 1 for the first ever UFC strawweight title. She made it to the finals of The Ultimate Fighter Season 20, and we congratulate you on that. So you were the top-ranked fighter in the house. You made it this far. You expected this, right?
I didn't expect it. I expected to have a lot of tough fights, and I did. But that's what I wanted, and I made it happen.
You know, at the beginning of the show, it felt like you were sort of feeling the pressure of being the top-ranked fighter. How did you get over that?
I mean, I didn't really get over it. I mean, as it shows, I was nervous before every fight. I know that anybody can beat anybody anytime. So I just kind of went out there and let it go in the cage. That's really where, like, I feel like I can be who I want to be and just let it go. So made it happen.
Prior to doing all this Ultimate Fighter stuff, were you a nervous fighter? Did you feel like that before your other fights?
I always feel nervous, even before my wrestling matches, like in high school, every match I've always felt nervous. And, people are always like, oh, shoot, she's nervous. Is she okay? But, when it comes time to go, I always bring it.
How would you describe your experience on the show?
My experience on the show, I guess I would call it kind of like a dorm room plus jail. It was great being able to just focus on training, eat healthy, just be 100% all about training. But it also was a little bit difficult to be around my opponents and, just to be cooking next to them and stuff.
Is it hard watching yourself on a weekly basis? Like, not just the fights, but, all the other stuff in the house and all that. Was that difficult or was it enjoyable?
Watching myself on TV, I guess it's kind of weird just seeing myself on there and I'm like, hey, that's me. I'm right here, But I guess it's just kind of, for me, it's crazier to see like what they decide to put on and of this and that.
What about holding this secret for so long, not being able to tell anyone you made it to the finals? Was that difficult?
It was very difficult because I know like so many people were telling me, oh, she doesn't have a chance, or even being the number one ranked fighter, a lot of people doubted me. So, I just want to be like, wait till you see, wait till it comes out, and now it's finally time.
Are you happy with the way the women represented the strawweights, and not just the strawweights, female MMA? Were you happy with that? Because, I've seen Joanne Calderwood criticize some of the stuff on the show. What did you think?
I think as far as the fights go, I think the women represented the strawweight division great. There was a lot of entertaining fights. Personality-wise and things that actually went on, maybe not so much. I think there was a lot of focus on the wrong things, as opposed to just showing, more positive things. I think they kind of focus on the negative, but it's TV and it is what it is.
Now, how about your opponent, Rose? Did you expect her to make the finals?
I expected Rose definitely to be a front runner for someone who's going to make it in the finals. I knew she had like a really sick submission game, great striking, and she just, she's young in her career, but she's constantly getting better. So I definitely thought she was, someone who could make it to the finals.
And would you say that she had the most impressive performances on the show?
I think Rose had some very impressive performances. If I think about all of them, yeah, overall, I think she has the most impressive ones.
What concerns you most about her?
I guess, I don't know. She's very dangerous all over. Has a really dangerous striking game. I've never seen her knock anybody out. So I guess I would have to say her submission game is the most dangerous because that is where she finishes fights.
It's funny you say that because we just spoke to her and she predicted head kick knockout. Does that surprise you? What's your response to that?
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
How do you think you beat her?
How would I like to beat her? I guess I would like to beat her. I'd like to finish the fight. KOs are always great, but, knowing me, I'd love to finish something with ground and pound. That's my favorite thing to do.
Now, do you think you'll get nervous, before the fight as well, like you did on the show, and maybe even more so than ever because of what's at stake? First ever 115-pound title?
Definitely. I've never not gotten nervous before a fight, and this definitely has a lot on the line. Winning my Invicta belt was a lot of pressure, and I was really nervous for that, and this is even that, but magnified even more, so it'll be crazy.
What kind of cookie does someone who loves cookies eat after winning the first ever UFC strawweight title? Like, do you have one in mind? Like, what's the most special cookie out there?
Cookies, I love chocolate chip. I'm pretty basic. I love warm, chewy, double chocolate chip is my favorite. But actually the dessert that I had in mind, I told myself if I won this belt, I am going to New York and getting $1,000 sundae with my best friend Felice.
Wow. And is it actually $1,000? Or is it just called that?
No, it's $1,000.
From where?
At Serendipity.
It's $1,000? Really? What makes it $1,000? What's in it?
I think it just has like awesome ingredients from all over, and they put like gold on top of it and edible gold, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Hopefully.
And speaking of gold, is this foreshadowing here what you're wearing? Are you telling the world that you're going to remain champion just from Invicta to the UFC? Is that what you're doing here?
That's kind of what I had in mind. It all kind of worked out, so hopefully that's what happens.
Well, congratulations on a great performance on the show and a great string of fights, and good luck on Friday. Cannot wait for it. It's Fox Sports 1 this Friday. Carla Esparza versus Rose Namajunas for the first ever UFC strawweight title.